One of the issues my students have accessing Google Earth files is that they can't install Google Earth Desktop on their Chromebooks. Fortunately, Google has an alternative to Google Earth Desktop, which is Google Earth Online, which can use Google Earth files. Unfortunately, when we try to upload some of these, they don't appear to work in the original fashion that they were intended. So, one example is the image overlays, and I would like to show you what it should look like in Google Earth Desktop. So this is the original intended image, and as we can see, we can mess with the properties a little bit to alter the opacity and even georeference this to some degree. I don't recommend doing that with original files, but let me go ahead and cancel that anyways. And there's a couple things you can modify in this file to make it accessible for Google Online, and it's really just the image. So if you click on properties and you see an image location, a URL image location that is accessing for the actual overlay, you can copy that and paste it into your web browser, and it should pull up the image. Now, from this stage, you'll need to copy the image to save it locally in order to save the entire file as a locally accessed file. It appears that one of the major issues in accessing those images online is the differences in the KML support. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. Now, let's go back to our properties panel, and we're just going to access this locally since I saved it in the same folder as the KMZ file. And I'm going to save it and then refresh it just to make sure that it's actually not cached in there. It's constantly accessing that file. And if I show you the exact location, this is where it saved it to, not inside the KMZ file, but next to it in the same folder. And basically, we're just going to resave this with the saved file. Save place as, we're going to save it as a new topographics new KMZ. All right. And so when we go back to Google Earth, we're going to upload that new file. We're going to upload this new one right here that we just saved with the locally saved image. And there you have it. There'll be some slight differences during the modification, but it works. And from here, you can change the labels on different files. Google Earth Online is really neat and expressive in terms of how you can use it. It does appear to require some modification for instructors or students, but more or less you can get around it. So from here, you can actually edit some of the KML layers if you click on each one of these individually, like so. And you can actually add images into the information pane, edit titles, change the size of the information box, add HTML, other things like that. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm sort of just making some modifications to simulate, what you would experience on Google Earth desktop. Now, another thing that I recommend as far as Chromebook users are concerned is due to the fact that they don't have high intensive um, GPU resources, there are options to turn off certain or disable certain settings to sort of increase the speed and the accessibility. Make sure that the 3D buildings can be turned off. Those can be toggled on and off. They'll have access to that, but it will speed up their experience if that's an issue or if that's a concern. Let's see, in addition to that, I think we have a settings that allow animations. So if you disable animations, the speed of this process will increase, obviously. And then you can change to fly in animation to no animation if you just want a little bit less speed but more experience, and a memory cache size. So if the Chromebooks have a large amount of memory, you can increase the memory cache size all the way to a whole gig. And you also have some other options as far as the units are concerned. Those are all options you can turn off or disable to kind of increase the speed. So there are options to make this work.